It is 10 o'clock, and this is Fox 10 Talks. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ron Hoon. Can you believe the picture on your screen right now? You know, all morning long from really the pre-sunrise hours, we're working to put together 2 hours of information and conversation on our continually growing streaming show called Fox 10 Talks. We look for the most unique stories and the ones that will certainly have you talking. And this is one for sure. Let me get you the very latest on what this is all about. Matter of fact, I'm going to roll the video. So watch this. Watch this dash cam. How could this happen? Ready? Here we go. And right about now. I mean, it all happened so fast that the guy with the dash cam, I'm sure, is looking at it and saying, I can't believe what I just saw, to quote a famous baseball phrase. So this is obviously dramatic dash cam video, and it's on the Sunrise Highway, which is one of the busiest freeways outside of New York City, out on Long Island. The crash happened at about 5 in the afternoon last Wednesday, September the 3rd. So we're 1 week ago, and the video just came in this morning. We're told that a guy in his 70s was driving on Pine Acres Boulevard. I'm going to give you the report just like it's coming in from our sources in New York. So I'm sure you probably don't know where that is, but Pine Acres Boulevard. Apparently, he was speeding across a grassy embankment, launched off a hill, and soared over the highway. Celeste, this is the video that we started the show with this morning. And I just have to believe, I mean, I don't care how many...
that is wild.
Yeah. How many times you've jumped out of an airplane or gone on one of these upside-down roller coasters. So the fact that you're dealing with this is got to be like mind-bending.
What is that behind the car? Is that sand or dirt?
Yeah, I think it's a bunch of dirt. Because somehow he got himself speeding over an embankment. And it was recorded by a guy named Joe McGrath, who just happened to have his dash cam. It's a Honda, by the way. He said the car came out of nowhere, jumped over the highway in front of me. I actually wonder...
Did it survive? Like, how's the car, I wonder?
Yeah, we have all that coming up. I wonder if Joe, who captured this, if he had been, 50 feet further in front, would that car have actually cleared his vehicle? I guess so, because it was enough to clear the median as well. Multiple lanes of traffic. The guy was that far airborne. And the New York Post official said the guy had some sort of a medical event, and then he lost control, and he went flying over the embankment. And the thing about it is he sustained some minor injuries in the crash. Of course, they're going to follow up on all of this. But here's the video one more time because it's really pretty incredible. The thing is, you know, people set these dash cams up, and thank goodness they do. It used to just be police, right?
Right.
Now anybody can grab one and...
Wow. Can you imagine? Okay, first of all, this guy's got to be thanking, you know, the angels that surrounded him, because what if that car was flying over at the time that he was passing?
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, it could have hit him in the process. The other thing I was thinking is Honda could probably use this if the car survived as part of their commercial advertisement campaign.
Sure. Yeah. Even the airbag company, you know. They've got a little...
The tires.
They can pat themselves on the back. Yeah. I mean, you want to have at least 4 working tires. Celeste is going to slide over just a little bit here. I'm Ron.
I'm Celeste.
She's Celeste. This is... Welcome, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, to the friendliest chat online. We don't allow any of these people in sour moods or they want to complain or whatever.
No, and if you bring your sour mood, we're going to sweeten it up.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, that's the video of the day. And again, we have a little bit of fun with it, primarily just because, you could look at that video and that could have had a much worse ending. I mean, that could have easily ended in a fatality or critical injuries. And again, it didn't. I mean, like you said, the guys guy's guardian angels, how many do you suppose he had in a situation like that? Does the average person have one guardian angel, Celeste, or many?
I think he had one, but he called in backup. He's like, hey guys, I got this one crazy dude. Come on over. I need some help. I need backup.
Oh, my gosh. By the way, Celeste, would you look at, can you just see right here?
Ron, I walked in and I see popcorn line. Is this Harkins popcorn, right?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I wondered.
Irene was live at Harkins today. They're bringing back some classic movies. And so here's a question for many of you in the chat.
Okay.
Favorite movie theater chain, or favorite popcorn. At Harkins, for example, they have like the shakers where you can add in like ranch or cheddar or things like that.
Just a little more salt.
I love Harkins popcorn. It's so
worth going to the movies for, just for their popcorn.
Just like go for a matinee. Like remember when matinees were like $5?
Oh yeah,
they're not that anymore.
No, I know.
But let's just say you just go for a matinee, Ron, and you just sit there and you just go for the popcorn.
Well, Mike Robinson brought in a big old bag of popcorn. I saw him walking to the atrium. I'm like, I wonder where Mike's going. I wonder what's in that bag. And the next thing I know, we have a whole slew of it. Did you get any yet?
No.
Oh, Celeste, come here.
Ron, I got your text.
Okay.
And it said, "Come on in, sister."
Okay,
Thank you so.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Mike said I'm supposed to share.
Thank you,
That's
Mike.
why the show is totally out of control. Celeste, you just tell me how much you want. Okay. Right. Way up high. You have to aim high.
Aim higher.
Aim high. No.
Hold on.
Oh, Celeste.
Hold on. We have one more.
Celeste, this is your popcorn.
Third time's the charm.
Okay. Oh, that was close.
Darn, that was close.
So anyway, we are out of control.
Andy Mack is looking at me and he's saying, "What about me? Where's my popcorn?"
There, by the way, there's a big clue. Andy travels with his own fan club. You know, he's on live now.
Entourage.
And it's really, I mean, it's great. Whenever Andy Mack has a little time to join us, our political block. And by the way, in case you didn't hear, there's plenty going on in the world of politics today. So we're going to be talking to him all about that coming up in the next couple of minutes. But right now, let's talk about what's been going on in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's some people who are really upset that there are going to be some apartments built up in that neighborhood around where Axon wants to be building their new headquarters. You've been following this, I'm sure, right?
Absolutely. Axon has become, it's been here for many years, at least 10 or so years.
It used to be called Taser International.
Yeah, and I've been there live many times, and where I've actually deployed a taser.
Okay.
You know, when they were coming out with some new products.
I know.
They actually have supplied.
Remember that day you tried to deploy it on me, but you missed?
I don't remember that.
Oh, or maybe that was one of my vivid dreams. We have a story coming up later on how to have way better dreams, more vivid dreams.
Oh.
That's coming up after 10:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it is a big scuffle up there.
Yeah. Well, so, you know, there are people who are living up in that area. They're like, oh, no, you are not going to build any apartments. I guess the main argument is they're worried about there'll be too many people there. I mean, I don't think the argument is we don't like the people who we think are going to be living in apartment buildings. It can't be that.
No. I think
it's just they're maybe worried about more traffic and that kind of thing, huh?
Well, yeah, but the thing is that I feel like they're going to be there isn't a whole lot up there right now.
Yeah.
So maybe the people that moved up there are thinking, we don't want anything in our desert space. We like the open space that we have up here.
Right.
Because east of Desert Ridge, you, of course, have High Street, which, remember, back in the recession, they were supposed to build Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom in the big mall.
Is that what was supposed to go up there?
Yeah. And they
ended up going up
None
there?
of that.
No, okay.
It's High Street, some restaurants. They have a Sprouts, I believe, and like some other things, and some condos.
Okay.
But, you know, maybe they like the open space.
Well, I'm sure they do. On the other hand, the folks at Axon said, look, if you don't want us, we'll go somewhere else. Now, I had said, talk to Mesa, talk to Gilbert, talk to some of the booming areas in the East Valley. They would welcome you with open arms.
Absolutely, and especially out by Gateway Airport, Ron.
Yes, for sure. But I believe they're building these apartments primarily because they want the people who work there at the headquarters to be able to have access to reasonably priced housing rather than having to live 30 miles away in another community, like maybe Surprise or Santan Valley or someplace where the rents are quite a bit less expensive.
Well, yeah, and I think it's going to be easier to have them nearby, Ron, because, let's say they even are traveling in, to work there for a couple of months on a project.
Right.
And
so there is that benefit as well.
Yeah.
You have literally hundreds of people who don't have to be in their cars, putting pollution in the air and everything else. So that's kind of the argument, both pro and con. But in Scottsdale, it looks like, at least for now, the heat is off. So a legal battle for now has been tabled. The city did decide not to move forward with a lawsuit that would have forced a public vote on this headquarters, because the state already passed a law that said you can't have a local vote on something like this. They had 3 of the 7 council members said, we still want to move forward with the lawsuit, but they needed a 4th vote and they didn't get it. So the company is going to be building the new headquarters, going to have the apartments, about 2,000 units. Supporters say it'll make it obviously easier for the people that work there and reduce the congestion on the freeways. On the other hand, the people living nearby think there could be congestion right in their area. Here is what got said at the meeting yesterday.
Fundamentally, a vote to vacate is a vote for 2,000 apartments, 1,900 apartments in North Scottsdale. There is no guarantee, there is a promise this is going to return to the council.
This story is not over, unfortunately, and for now, we're not going to make a decision on rest agenda item.
We're afraid of action. I was glad to see that Barry and Kathy and Jan stood up for the residents. Now you know who's on the residents' side and who's on Accent's side.
It's gratifying to see the council take a careful approach to something that's this important. We're talking about 5,500 jobs, millions of dollars a year in tax revenues for the city. You're also talking about the potential of the city spending $3 million on an ill-advised lawsuit that they'd almost certainly lose.
Okay, so there you go, and this map shows you the very area that Syleste was talking about. So we are going to stay on top of that. It is absolutely fascinating, but, it happens all the time. We are a growing, booming metro area with 5 million people, and there are new projects that are coming in all the time.
Yeah, that was a fancy rendition of a sketch.
Thank you, Syleste. Let's go to the mystery camp. Look at this, would you? Wow, where's your guess? Back in a moment. Well, everybody, welcome back. This is Fox 10 Talks, and this is a camera that I don't believe we've ever used before, which just amazes me Celeste.
Yes.
I like Troy who's guessing Tacoma. I wonder why he thought of Tacoma. I used to live in Tacoma itself. Very nice city.
So Kelly Laws is in for Dino.
Okay.
Kelly says, I'm going to be better. Yesterday, remember, Ron? He said, I'm going to be better tomorrow.
Right.
I'm going to get very creative. And this is a creative shot. Kel, well done.
Yeah. Okay. So some of the other guesses include The Aviator. We welcome you, The Aviator. Lafayette, Louisiana. I think when I read the book on
Tennessee.
Lafayette, on the Marquis de Lafayette, that's a great book for everybody to read.
Okay.
George Washington, he helped to win the Revolutionary War.
Yes, he
did. George
did.
Washington loved him like a son. And I believe I read somewhere that there are more than 50 cities, towns, and counties in the United States named after Lafayette.
That's cool.
Really?
Isn't that amazing?
You know, we have a street named Lafayette
There
here
you
in
go.
town.
Andy Mack joins.
It's
Andy.
featured in Hamilton. I think everyone kind of comes back to Hamilton for Lafayette. He was heavily featured in that too. So
Are you a big theater guy?
I would say yes. I'm not 100% into it, but man, people can sing. So yeah. So yes.
Oh, we've got a theater guy.
I like
here,
it.
Ron.
I like it all.
Okay.
I like little Jersey Boys. Give me some Jersey Boys all
Oh,
day.
I've seen Jersey Boys
like
at
it.
Gammage.
That is the voice of Andy Mack, everybody. He's going to be joining us, but let's get to the answer, Celeste. I think I'm going to say I like Delaware, a little philosophy in
I'm
Delaware.
going Boston.
You're going to go Boston.
Okay.
Boston,
That's wrong.
Delaware. And I'll go Boston. What are some other
You go
states up
Lafayette.
You
there?
have an Iowa up there. You have Tennessee.
Lafayette seems like a
Celeste, there are 50 states. Take any one you want.
I'm going to go Pennsylvania.
Here's your answer.
Here's this.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Well, first of all, let's admire the penmanship.
That's nice.
Sweet.
That's nice.
All right. Kelly, good job,
Lafayette.
buddy.
Wow.
After
You should
all
have gone
that
that.
Yeah,
Look at
I
that.
should have gone with
You
Lafayette.
done it.
It was right in front of our nose.
Did you
Right
guys
there.
go with Lafayette? Neither of you went with Lafayette.
No, we left it open for you, Celeste.
Yeah.
Oh,
we did.
wow. And I
Okay.
totally missed it.
We are going to get right to some of the big stories this morning. I can't even believe the story I'm going to share with you guys right now. We're also going to get Andy's take on it here. But let me first roll the video. And it is really rather unbelievable. Poland shot down drones in its airspace, becoming the first member of NATO to fire during the Ukrainian war. And the prime minister just told the Poland parliament that this is, quote, the closest we have been to open conflict since World War II.
Yeah.
So Poland launched some F-16 fighter jets. There were some Dutch F-35. Italy has some AWACS surveillance planes, and NATO mid-air refueling aircraft all had to scramble because what is going on with Russia firing off drones? It's already disturbing enough that they're flying over Ukraine. What in the world were they doing over Poland's airspace?
Yeah, and it was not just 1 or 2 or 3 drones. It was apparently, according to Polish authorities, like 9 different crash sites. And they weren't just a few miles into Polish airspace. They were hundreds of kilometers into the airspace. And if you're kind of familiar with geography in the region, Poland and Ukraine, they do share a border, obviously, kind of close. There also, Belarus is right there. And apparently there's going to be some kind of military practices between Belarus and Russia, so that could be what leads to it. But we saw the reports coming down yesterday, and it was like, like this is bad because Poland is in NATO, and if a NATO country gets attacked, we kind of know that every other NATO country has to have their back. Right. So that is why we are potentially close to it. They said it's a huge provocation. President Trump coming out and saying, Russia, basically, what are you doing? Why would this do it? So obviously a major escalation, a concern. We'll see if it leads to anything. But yeah, it is not a good sign to see all this happening.
It's almost like they're poking the bear.
Correct.
Yeah.
They're just trying to like see, okay, what are you going to do?
I really think you're right there, Celeste. I think if it was one errant drone that went 4 miles into their airspace, but Andy, like you said, it's not that way. But listen to this. This is unbelievable. So there's a guy, a local Polish guy, who's watching the morning news. His name is Thomas Wazlowski. He's watching the news, the 6 a.m. news. And in his house, he's watching about it. and all of a sudden one of the drones smashes into his house.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Reuters reporting that the roof of his house was destroyed and there was debris across the bedroom. And he said the house needs to be demolished as a result of what happened. He's lucky that he is alive.
Yeah, that's one of the other reasons is that they weren't necessarily just flying over empty places. Like it wasn't necessarily in the vicinity of Warsaw, but obviously Warsaw is the capital there, and obviously so many people. But it's also another factor that it's not just over empty land. It is overpopulated areas like this individual.
Now, on to our next story, which is there was a big news conference held today by several members of the GOP in North Carolina. It's become a political issue. The governor there, people were highly critical of the North Carolina governor, who happens to be a Democrat, because he didn't come out, I think for maybe even a few days after the attack to condemn it. But during this news conference, one person spoke this morning. Of course, we're talking about the really shocking video of the deadly stabbing on the Charlotte light rail. And so here's one person's take on what actually happened as part of this political news conference that happened just a little while ago.
Incompetent and feckless leadership. The suspect, DeCarlos Brown, violent criminal, history of robbery with a deadly weapon, was let back on our streets. And why, you ask, was he let back on our streets? Because Mayor Vi Lyles and Teresa Stokes, an unelected magistrate, care more about their leftist ideology than they do about the safety of the people taking the light rail. Under Vi Lyles' watch, crime has exploded. Make no mistake. Hundreds of murders in our city. Make no mistake about it.
All right, and here is the video. Of course, you see everything but the moment of the stabbing. We stopped the video before that because it is, one of the questions, you heard the name of the magistrate who was the most recent to have an interaction with him, this judge, who basically allowed him, rather than putting him back in jail with either, 13 or 14 previous
14
cases,
14.
criminal cases. You saw the mugshots there. So coming up in a few minutes, we're going to tell you about, they've actually, friends of the family have started a GoFundMe. We're going to tell you more about that GoFundMe coming up. But just the whole story, it's interesting. For the last couple of days, it just hadn't gained the national traction that, Andy, I feel today, suddenly now it finally has.
Yeah, and it happened at not the last week of August, but like 22nd or so of August. And it was on Friday where we saw the video from inside the light rail train for the first time. So we're just kind of entering a new week. And obviously people are outspoken about how this happened and the rap sheet that this individual had that was, we heard yesterday talking about it, saying that this individual, Caroline Levitt said, this individual should have been behind bars and not on the train that night. And obviously there's concern and potentially trying to get judges out of those positions because they feel like they didn't elevate it. He has some mental health issues as well. So that is a complex aspect because now there's federal charges and whether the death penalty is on the line. North Carolina, they have it, but they haven't really orchestrated that. Physicians in North Carolina aren't allowed to be present for that. So
I'm glad you mentioned the judges, though, because that was going to be my next question for you and thought. Now you're seeing a lot of comments about the repercussions that some of these judges should face if they realized how much of a danger to society that he was, and then they decided to release him. Yeah,
we talked to a former federal prosecutor yesterday, Nima Rahmani, and he covers a lot of these. He keeps an eye on all of these things, and he says the judges really cannot be held liable. They potentially can be removed, so that is the aspect that we'll keep an eye on to see if a judge like the magistrate there is removed for not holding this person in custody, keeping them behind bars for what likely there's got to be an elevator if you're arrested 14 times for serious crimes. These weren't just like minor offenses. They were serious crimes.
Now, believe it or not, as big as both of these last two stories are, I think the biggest political story of the day is Kamala Harris. People are saying, now is she one more time trying to throw Joe Biden under the bus with some of the comments that she's made? Have you heard about this, Celeste?
No, I don't think I've heard all of the details.
Okay, here we go. She is saying in her new book that it was reckless for the powers that be in the party to even allow Joe Biden to run for re-election. Here's the quote. It's Joe and Jill's decision. We all said that, like a mantra, as if we'd been hypnotized. Was it grace or was it recklessness? In retrospect, I think it was recklessness. The stakes were too high. This wasn't a choice that should have been left to an individual's ego or one individual's ambition.
Wow.
Yep.
How about that? Now, I don't know if she's meaning about Jill Biden or Joe Biden.
Correct.
Do you have a take on that?
I was reading some of the experts, and obviously the recklessness is going to get a lot of push because they talk about it. She talks a lot about in this new book about the staff around Joe Biden not being very helpful, especially as the campaign. And she also talks about just the 107 days or whatever number it was to get there. So obviously, I was talking about it upstairs with some people, and it's like, how do you frame this? Because if she wants to run in 2028, she has to separate herself from Joe Biden. So that's an interesting aspect of it because she does not want to be kind of on the coattails of this. That would not help her necessarily get more votes. So do you need to do this in the political sphere? Do you need to call out Biden in this way? Like maybe yes. He was also really backing Kamala Harris from the very beginning. Yeah. That right after Biden dropped out, it was Kamala Harris, the candidate, basically the day after.
Yeah.
So there's an interesting kind of spin to it.
You know, she also apparently was really frustrated. She says that she felt like she had to prove her loyalty to Biden over and over. She says their thinking was zero sum. If she's shining, he's dimmed.
Correct.
None of them grasped that if I did well, he did well. And then she went on to say his team didn't get it. So our poll question looks like this today. We would love to get your take on it. 12% say she's 100% right. Biden should have never run. 6% say, why complain now? She could have run against him in a primary. 82% saying seems like sour grapes. Her loss was her fault, not Biden's. Celeste, what are you seeing on YouTube?
Wow. I mean, unfortunately, right? I mean, now we're having to play.
3.
It's like Monday.
Hold on. Sorry about that.
That was a great piece of video too, Ron.
We have liftoff.
Kamala Harris's campaign did not do that. Yes.
No, it did not.
Okay, well, hold on. We are up against a break. But Bella, I know you have some comments, so hold on. Oh, wait. Where's Bella?
I got it for you right here, Ron.
Okay. All right.
So 254 votes right now, about an hour ago or so. Okay. She's 100% right. Biden should have never run, 36%. 46% says seemed like sour grapes. And why complain? 18%.
Okay, we are back. Andy, always appreciate you, bud.
Good to see you, Andy.
Great to see you guys.
Come see us again.
More popcorn soon.
Okay. Yeah. Back after this. Here we go. All right, everybody. Welcome back at 10:30. I really appreciate Troy because he's not giving up on this Tacoma situation. This is not even a mystery cam. I'm not quite sure where this one is.
I don't know. This looks like it's really beautiful. You think it's up in like BC, something like that?
I think it's more like Hawaii.
Oh, like Honolulu. I've never been to Honolulu, but do you think it's there? This does not look like Maui, nor does it look like Kauai.
Okay, actually, Darren is like, I am 100% convinced that's Tucson. A little bit of an inside joke, but you got to be with us every day.
That's right.
This is Fox 10 Talks. And so we're going to go to Isabella on the Bella Cam now.
Yes.
She's been looking at some of your comments this morning on the poll question. Kamala Harris, is it sour grapes? Is she 100% right? Biden should have never won. Some of the other poll options. So, Bella, what are you seeing?
Yes, so many different comments here. We have 19 comments at the moment. One comment reads, why are we still going on about this? It's very simple. Biden should have just dropped out in the beginning and there should have been a primary. Harris's limited campaign ultimately cost her. Vincent Briegel 7038 says Democrats should have made the decision long before July and had a primary reaped when they saw what they saw. So,
yes, right.
And then Robert Montana 648 says, put it to bed, enough with this. Robert Nick 001 says it was not his fault, honestly. There's a lot of problems on both sides.
Okay.
You know, one of the comments and one of the excerpts that they're sharing on Politico is it says in there, they pulled it, it says, according to Politico, this is what Harris said in her book. She said, it's Joe and Jill's decision. We all said that like a mantra, as if we'd all been hypnotized. Yeah. But at some point, don't you think you are responsible for, one, the things that you do, and two, the things that you say, or the lack of action that you take?
One of the networks, I think it might have been CNN, was replaying comments from Carl Bernstein, the longtime news reporter out of D.C., who described that one fundraiser, I think it was the one out in Hollywood, where Biden looked extremely confused. And he said, his quote was, it was almost like rigor mortis.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at him.
Yeah.
And so I think there had to be plenty of people who were in the loop.
Yeah.
Who were concerned, but nobody really, and it might have been her. Maybe she was the one who should have stepped in and stopped it.
Yeah.
But,
our political process is a little funky too. I mean, if I can see how it would be weird and hard for him maybe to learn to trust her. Yeah. Like if you look at it in the beginning of the political process, you have like 20 candidates on stage and they're attacking one another.
Yeah, she went after him.
Really hard.
Yeah.
And so if you think about it, it's like, okay, well, we're just going to attack each other and tear each other to pieces on this stage. And in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to make you my VP. It's like,
really.
How does that even work? Like, where is the loyalty? And like, just stick to the issues.
And she said, I think that's part of that other comment I was reading, which is I think she felt because of that, because she did go after him more than any other candidate on the debate stage, that she was constantly having to prove her loyalty to him. Anyway, okay, so
we
Bella,
can talk about this all hour, Ron, but we're moving on.
We are moving on, Bella. Thank you very much.
Bella.
I do want to share with you this I think it's really a great story, just as a follow-up to the horrific stabbing attack, where, by the way, new reporting says, what was Irina doing on her phone? She was texting her boyfriend saying, I'll be home pretty soon.
Oh, how sad.
She had just wrapped up her day's work. But let me just roll this video right here, because they have set up a GoFundMe for family members. And so it says Eugenia Rush is organizing this fundraiser on behalf of Frank Haskell, who is the uncle. So this is going to be for the family members who I believe are already living in the Charlotte area. She had to get away, she felt, from the violence in Ukraine, loved the United States, wanted to start a new life here. And then you have already heard what happened to her. When we grabbed this shot of the GoFundMe, they had a goal of $280,000 and already raised more than $254,000. So they say they're more than 90% of their way to their goal. But there it is. Irina Zarutska is her name. If you want to try to go locate that GoFundMe. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Boy, there are a lot of other stories to get to this morning. And for that, we are going to bring in one of our great guests here, prominent attorney in town. Let me just bring him up on our Zoom right now. It's Nick Suriel. Hi, Nick. Oh, hold on. We got to get your microphone. Hope you're not still on mute, buddy. One,
You look good, though. Those trees behind you.
I can't wait to find out where he is.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you at the cabin? Where you doing
now?
some fishing?
Yeah.
He said, no, he's not doing fishing, but we can't hear you. We're going to become experts at lip reading.
Good. Yeah. You got him now? All right. We got the right buttons punched here. It was more on our end. But anyway, Nick, let's talk just a little bit about some of these developments
Hold
here.
on. I think he's on mute right now.
Oh, you are on mute.
Nick, check your phone, my friend. See if you can unmute yourself. Press that little microphone and make sure there's not a red slash through it. Make sure it's free and open and free. Is it open? Give me a thumbs up if your mic looks like it's open. Oh, he's looking for it.
Nothing. All right. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna call you.
Because I got to find out where Nick is more than anything else.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, beautiful background.
Yeah.
You think he's in Seattle?
No, I think he's up in Flagstaff. I don't know, someplace
Good
beautiful.
for him.
That's for sure. We're gonna find out.
Gorgeous.
We're gonna call you on the phone.
And
I just saw something pop up on the screen. One last time, Nick. Nope, we don't have you.
You know, as we're getting the phone call to Nick, Ron, and get that going, here's the thing about this issue, and Nick's going to chime in just a few moments on this.
Right.
Of course, there are the response. There's the response from President Trump to Chicago, and as well as, of course, we saw them in Los Angeles.
And then when you listen to what he had to say yesterday in the Oval Office, you wonder if maybe it's going to be Charlotte.
Well, there's a couple,
or some other city.
Right? And there's almost like a short list of different cities that some people were saying, hey, we think these cities could be next. I think San Francisco was one of them. Oakland was another. There were cities that he considered dangerous, you have people that have been in Los Angeles and areas of Southern California, Ron, that they can't leave their car for a short moment of time without somebody breaking into it.
Yeah.
So, that's
really,
it's not just in that city, it's
really
in several cities, but it's pretty concerning.
Okay, so here's a little bit more regarding all of that. The president did say yesterday in the Oval Office basically that you have to fight fire with fire, that the criminals really feel like they can kind of get away with stuff. I don't think that's happening here in the Valley. We take a tougher on crime approach.
We do.
But I think that is the attitude maybe in a lot of cities. And so we are literally waiting. We are hearing about some arrest of in Chicago of illegal immigrants who are believed to have committed crimes. So we do have that development going on. And at the same time, we're also wondering what's going to come out of this this ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court that will allow the ICE raids in California to continue on. It was, by the way, it was not a close call. It was a 6-3 decision there that will allow the raids to continue. There's still a legal challenge that's underway, but basically what the court did was say they're on the ground, they're doing these raids, they can continue. So all of those have just been developments over the last probably 48 hours or so.
And that's really raising some eyebrows because it makes you think then, how are they pulling these people over? Are they still scanning the license plate like they would pull anyone over? Or are they driving by and doing kind of a racial profiling?
Yeah.
Or how is it happening? Are they watching them get into their car? And so I think a lot of people are thinking, what's happening here? What's going on?
Well, our hope was to bring you Nick, but we ran out of time. So on a future day, we will have him be one of our guests for sure. But we did want you to know something big happened in the world of space today. So if you're ready, Celeste,
let's go.
Let's roll it.
3, 2, 1. Ignition. Engines full power and liftoff.
Stage 1 Alpha.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
1 throttle down. Power and telemetry are nominal. Max Q.
And so I just love when we have the opportunity. Oh, is this when it's coming back down? I don't know. To me, the liftoff is about equally spectacular as when the rocket itself comes back down to the water. Celeste, ready? Here we go.
Wow, look at
It's going to try to nail the landing. Let's see if they get it done. Look at this.
that. Is spectacular.
What's that?
That is spectacular.
Look at that. They pinpointed the landing.
With
it's incredible.
Such precision.
Yeah.
Wow,
So-
that is so cool. Isn't science amazing?
Yeah,
It is
really
pretty
is.
amazing.
So they launched 21 military satellites for the Space Force Agency from Vandenberg this morning. And if you were especially living out in the West Valley, you might have seen some of the after effects
Hey,
of
Bella.
the launch itself.
Hi.
Yeah, Bella is coming up in just a couple. Oh, hang on here. I'm just trying to punch my camera up here. I know it's taken just a moment. But
Bella, we like Bella's curls, so that's why Ron, we're trying to look at her
Thank
curls.
you.
Here's what happens. I lose control of the board
Yeah.
as we start importing the video for the 11 o'clock hour.
Oh wow.
So sometimes
I think maybe
it may
they're
seem like we
they're just trying to pull the wool over your eyes or your fingers, Ron.
Yeah.
They're like, let's do this to Ron.
Right. Hey, by the way, before we go to break, we just wanted to salute a firefighter who paid the ultimate price. If you hadn't heard earlier, there was our first reported fatality in the fighting of the fire, the Dragon Bravo fire, which burned for so long and still is. It's not 100% contained. They've now identified him as Z. Hank Hester from, I believe he was from northern Idaho, in that area up around Sandpoint, Idaho. 70 years old, still working at it, supporting some hazardous tree removal operations. We thank him for his service in the efforts to try to prevent more forest fires. And we'll be back after this. And we are live once again on FTT. For all of you who are the regulars, we appreciate you guys more than you know. For those of you who join us occasionally, thank you. We love getting your feedback. In fact, look, folks are already, like, there's Dave saying, "Good morning, Bella."
Oh.
And there, hang on, I have two Bella cams. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, Dave, he showed up a little late. This is the great thing about you all and the chat.
He's been sharing?
He showed up a little bit late. And
to the chat?
Yeah,
Okay.
to the chat. So
Right.
everybody was asking, where's Dave? Because if you recall, he wasn't feeling well yesterday. Was it the kidney stones?
I think it was.
Yeah, so he said he's doing lemon water and a couple of other things. I mean, we're here to help you with any medical questions. Somebody have a weird rash, feel free to ask about.
Yeah, we're here to help on those rashes.
We're here to help keep you living and standing and contributing and chatting.
And if we don't know the answers, we can ask AI.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's good, Bella.
Yeah, we've done a couple of Ask AIs lately. I don't think we have one on the docket today, but you never know when they might pop up. All right, guys. I was just talking with a friend of mine in the newsroom, and I said, it's been a while since I've been to a Cracker Barrel. I don't know why this is, that we need more in Mesa. I'll say that, for starters. But I feel like whenever I'm on vacation, and you can only do so many drive-through burgers, I literally will look for a Cracker Barrel because you're going to get more of a home-cooked meal with good veggies.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, so what is your go-to meal at a Cracker Barrel?
I like their fish and chips.
Ooh.
Let's see, what else do I like?
The green beans you like?
Honestly, I go for the green beans. The main dish doesn't even matter. I go for the veggies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You too, Bells?
Yes.
Yes.
One time I went, I got 2 sides of green beans.
Wow.
Now that's living.
That is
right
why
there.
she's glowing, everybody.
There you go. Yeah, really, truly. I mean, I love their green beans, Bella. I'm right there with you. But here's why they're in the news today, everybody. It turns out that they are, hold on one second here. I got to go to my next page. Cracker Barrel's back in the news because first they backed down from the whole, we got to be more modern with our logo. It's a logo issue. I don't know why they ever thought that in the first place.
What is the deal with that?
But just like backing off with the logo change, they now say their plans to spend, I believe it was hundreds of millions of dollars. I want to say it was above 500 million.
Yep.
To remodel all of their restaurants. They're putting that on the back burner too. They're going to keep the old country store theme. They tested, here, get this. It's hard to do a test like this when the whole world knows how much you screwed up on the logo part of it all. But they tested the redesign in 4 of their 660 locations. Who knew they had that many?
Wow. They have, I just counted. I think it's 8 here in the Valley.
Is that right?
Yeah, mostly in the West Valley, but they've got 8.
Well, shows like ours get taped, and when we talk about a company, there's some clipping service that sends it to them.
Yes.
So since I'm sure they're going to watch this in their boardroom or whatever, where else should they put a location? Celeste, you go first.
Well, I'm going to take a look here. I'm going to say right in downtown Phoenix.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Like
okay.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, maybe they just take up spot like in some at the base first level of some fancy high rise.
Oh, yeah.
And then people can walk there from work.
Maybe over at the
From
X-Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, the X-Phoenix?
Yes.
They've got a lot of empty space on that first floor, ground floor.
Yeah.
We could walk over there in 10 minutes after the morning show.
And you know what? I think that would be a great idea if they wanted to try a modern concept.
Yeah.
I think they do like you have the city Targets and the city fries.
Okay.
Maybe they try a city Cracker Barrel.
Which, whatever happened to the idea of a city Target?
Yeah.
That was in the works and talked about a long time ago, and then nothing ever since. However, so here's the thing. Look, we know you guys are busy. I believe it's Lebanon, Tennessee is the little town where they started, and they're headquartered there, but they've lost touch. Let's be honest, with their customer base.
Yes.
They're trying to bring it back. So you don't have time to fly all the way out here, but the ladies are correct. Downtown Phoenix would be a home run. Mesa is one of the 40 largest cities in America. And we could probably use, and it's more of a traditional type of town.
It is. I'm looking on the map right now. Ron, you could probably put one out near the Arizona Athletic Grounds.
Okay.
Because a lot of families go out there. That's not too far from East Mark.
Do they have one in Queen Creek, Celeste?
They do not.
Yeah, see, Queen Creek is as booming as it gets.
The closest one in Mesa is right off the 60.
At Higley. I'm very familiar with it. That's also my DQ. I'll stop in there once a week or so for a dipped cone, and I'm like, there's my other favorite.
That's where you were when I called you the other day.
That is so funny.
Okay, so anyway, they say critics had said they just got so far off base, they are going to keep the rocking chairs. They're going to keep the fireplaces, the gift shop with all the cool tchotchke, kind of the funky stuff that they had, the people had come to count on. They are going to make sure they stay the traditional restaurant that they have always been. And so I don't know about you guys, but I feel like going and supporting them.
I do too. Yeah. And you know what? I think you go and maybe maybe they have a suggestion box or they put one in and they say, what do you want to keep and what would you like to see go? Maybe they do something like that.
Now, okay, so when's the last time both of you guys have been to Starbucks?
It's I don't know.
Didn't you say it was like 3 days ago when you had a half hour between soccer practices?
I think it was last Thursday.
Okay, Bella, how about you?
I went on Friday.
Okay,
good for you, girl.
Have you noticed that they're trying to make some changes there? Now, Starbucks never tried to pull itself off as a 1950s style, homespun restaurant.
Right. No.
So if they want to keep modernizing, more power to them, right?
Yeah.
It's always been fast.
Yeah. So here's what they are saying they are doing. They've just given an interview. Brian Nichols running the show there. He's the CEO. He says the turnaround is working.
Yes.
They're very happy about it. They have a new protein menu that will debut at the end of the month. Unless, have either of you guys seen it yet? So more like protein shakes?
Well, the protein smoothies.
Okay.
Yep. And,
do they have those already?
I can't remember. I just ordered black coffee when I'm there.
Oh, do you?
Yes,
okay.
I didn't notice.
Bella, have you noticed anything like that?
I also just get black coffee there too. But they're also trying to incorporate protein cold foam.
Okay.
Yes.
So all that's coming by the end of this month. And they have a new system to decrease wait times. What's the longest you've ever had to wait for a coffee at Starbucks? Celeste?
Oh, the longest?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Oh, boy, this is going to be a story.
It's been a while, but...
I mean, have you had to wait 15 minutes sometimes?
Yeah, 15 minutes probably.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's when... this is probably like a year ago when it was everybody was calling in and we were like on the go for sports and I just wanted an oatmeal and a coffee and I think the kids ordered like oatmeals or something. And I'm like, how hard is it? I just want black coffee. I don't need any like the barista fancy stuff. And just give me some oatmeal.
Here's what they're saying. They have reduced wait times to, on average, under 4 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes is their goal.
Yeah.
And whatever they're doing with their new models of their stores, do they look a little more modernized? You guys, have you noticed that anywhere?
Bella, what about you?
I've just noticed they're very, very open to mainly cater to the people that are going into order.
Yes.
Okay.
But you know what? I will say, this might be an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
I've worked at 3 coffee shops, including Starbucks.
Yeah.
People, at least for me, you go to Starbucks for the convenience of it all or for it being fast. If you want a good quality cup of coffee, you're not going to Starbucks because they prioritize making it so fast.
Yeah.
I feel like the quality sometimes is a little skimped.
Yeah. What I will say, what I noticed last Thursday night when I was there, I stopped in and it was much more of a like, hey, welcome in. And then when they gave me my coffee, it was in an actual mug. And then they're like, if you want a refill, just let us know.
Are they getting that Dutch Bros friendly thing going on, Celeste?
It's a semi.
Okay.
If they went all Dutch Bro, I don't know if I'd go back. It's too much. Hi, ma'am. What are you doing? What are you listening to? Where are you going? How's your day?
What are you doing on your computer?
Yeah. Where are your kids? Oh, how old are your kids? What's happening? But, what I will say, when I left Starbucks, they also were like, hey, thanks for coming in.
Okay,
which I
nice.
never got that before. And so,
Interesting.
and then I started to see people milling around in there, like doing more homework and working. They're trying to cater to those people, I think, that want like a pit stop as opposed to a drive-through.
Okay, good. Well, there you go. go. That is thorough analysis right there. Starbucks looks like they're knocking it out of the ballpark. One more before we go. Ty's back, by the way, from his amazing vacay. You can find it all on his Instagram page. But let me just roll this video, because did you see what happened? Oh, look, they've got the horn and everything here, like, oh. And you know what happened? A British ultra marathon swimmer just became, you guys, the first person, Ross Edgley, you saw it right there, to swim around the entire island of Iceland.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Look at him.
Look at his quads.
He looks all charged up and ready to keep going.
I think he's had a few protein shakes.
Probably so. So this is the welcome home foam. Looks like they were spraying a few brewskis on him.
Wow.
But way to go, Ross. So that's 1,000 miles if you are love swimming and you want to swim all the way around Iceland.
Yes.
First person in history to do it.
Wow.
Good for him.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's
Are we
incredible.
talking dreams as well? Ron, do you want to touch on that?
We're out of time.
Oh, dang.
But
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. They do say that the way he accomplished it was this: 6-hour stints, and then he would rest for 6 hours. He had a support vehicle, if you want to call it that, a yacht.
Oh, that he would jump.
So he'd hop on and he'd get a little downtime.
Yacht?
Yeah.
We should play a yacht rock here.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure that was playing for him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So fun.
Well, it's amazing. I'm sure you're wondering how long it took to make this happen.
Yes, how long?
And it was 4 months.
Oh, my
And
word.
So,
he
Bella,
needed a yacht
you
then.
actually don't know this about me, but once, many years ago, back in the 1980s, I rode a bike as a charity fundraiser from the Grand Canyon up to Yellowstone in Wyoming.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was quite amazing. It took me 3 weeks to go almost 800 miles.
How are your legs and your feet?
You know what it was, Celeste? It was my my glute area
Yeah.
that was the most sore.
Your badunk.
A dunk.
Yeah, I would love, you know what? We when Big D gets back, I think we should effort a phone report from this swimmer and see if we can't get his whole story of what it was like. What was the sorest part on him?
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
I can't imagine.
And so was he wearing that wetsuit the entire time? I mean, he probably took the wetsuit off, right? And then just kind of like, my goodness.
I know.
Anyways, congratulations to him. That's quite
incredible.
quite the effort.
Hey, we're all celebrating today because Ty is back.
Bella,
Ty,
thank
do you
you.
wanna
You're
come in?
always amazing.
Your fan club is demanding,
Yes.
Ty, that you say
Ty
hello to
Brennan.
them.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Right. Don't ever take so much time off again,
Don't sound
please.
so rude.
That-
Hello.
Hello.
Big 11 a.m. hour?
Yes, sir.
What do you got?
To be honest, Anita just printed all this and she's like, here you go. I've been kind of up to my eyeballs and trying to get stuff together.
Yeah, well, when you get back, it's like you're trying to like check email and everything else.
That was the worst part.
It's good to have you back, buddy.
We love it.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Ty.
Thanks
And
for
more
watching.
right after this with Ty and Anita.
Welcome back.
Welcome me?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like in general.
Everyone's hanging out.
You're always traveling.
I'm back though. It was a nice little trip, but I'm glad to get back into the swing of things
You're
here.
glad to be back here on the stream, aren't
Fox
you?
10 Talks continues at 11, and we got a jam-packed show for you. Ashley, is that your kernel of popcorn?
She brought us a popcorn.
I was hungry.
You know what? Here, let's split it, Anita.
That's all I can afford to eat.
I don't know where it came from.
I'm not sure where it came from, so I'm not going to be putting that in my mouth.
Ashley, let's talk about your story because you have something pretty cool. A town that is sinking. Explain what's going on here.
Winden. Ever heard of it?
No.
It's like about an hour and a half from here, northwest.
Okay.
Small little town. I think it has like a population of 700. But it's kind of like an example of what is going on across the state. So Arizona has like 400,000 alfalfa acres of alfalfa. We grow it like en masse to feed beef, cattle, and it's a lot of Arizona farmers. It's also a lot of Saudi-owned farms, and they just take all the water because you do know we are in this like water crisis a little bit. We're in negotiations with other states trying to secure more water, but a lot of these farmers are taking groundwater to supply their massive crops. And what happens over the decades is that the aquifers start to get depleted. They can't get refilled, and they start to collapse.
This has been happening since like 1991 or something. Is that right?
It's been happening since farming, right? But
but in this particular town, I think that in the script I read something like
1991 to 2025, they measured about 6 feet in lost elevation. So we go to this town, and I'm thinking, what am I going to find?
Yeah.
Like, am I going to find like holes in the ground?
Right, or houses that you can clearly see are like sunk down.
Yeah, so a lot of it is it's slowly just sinking, and it ruins the infrastructure, everything. So it's kind of hard to see.
Okay.
But then we found this store owner. I don't know if we have the video. Yeah, we found this store owner who owns the cutest little wellness shop, and her entire building is like, you can just see it slowly crumbling. Like,
really?
Her sidewalks are buckling. Her concrete has cracks in it. Let's see if they're going to show it. Her door frames are coming off ajar. There's like from the baseboard to the floor, it's up. So now she has bugs coming in and mice coming in. And like, she's like, this is hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in repairs, but it's just going to keep happening.
It's just going to get worse.
It's just going to get worse.
How long had she been there? The little
20 years.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Now, how did they first figure this out? That this was like, how did they correlate some of the shifting, I guess, earth to these aquifers being depleted?
That is all the water experts.
Really?
Yes. So obviously we have a lot of people who like specialize in water, and they have it's called subsidence, and they've been measuring subsidence for decades now. And so some portions of Arizona will have like I think I heard 19 feet of subsidence, which is sinking.
Really?
Other portions, it's a couple inches a year. Some, and it changes every year. Once you lose that land, you can't get it back.
No.
And these farms are just sucking all the water out. So regular folks, residential folks, not only are dealing with shifting landscapes in their homes and businesses, but like their wells in Winden are getting depleted. I spoke to a specialist yesterday who said every month there is less and less water in that well, which can hold about like one well can hold about 1,500 feet of water. They're at like under 600, and it just drops.
And how long is that going to sustain them? Then what happens?
It's not. So the board supervisor, Holly Irwin, I spoke to her and I'm like, what can be done? Because this sounds like a crisis.
Yeah.
It's scary. And she's like, it's going to take legislation. So pretty much the folks at the Capitol have to come together and stop large water users, which are these farms, from taking from residential areas with abandon. They have to be corralled somehow, or like
but then are we going to have the other side saying, but you're preventing the farmers from making a living, you're preventing the alfalfa from being grown?
Big government.
Right.
So it always hits a roadblock. So there has been legislation crafted in the past to address the groundwater usage by big water users. And if it's not the bipartisan split between Republicans, Democrats just not wanting to get along, it's big ag versus the little guy. And it's a very hard problem to solve. But this is one of those things
here's your
where...
shop. Did we see the video? I think it already passed. Sorry. I'm looking at it now on...
Yeah,
on
this video isn't the whole
delay.
package. I'm kind of bummed.
Well, I'm seeing this. I think this is it.
Okay.
Yeah. We're seeing a little
Anyways,
bit of
that's that's just the town of Wyndon. But yeah. So yes. So she's like, the ultimate concern, this shop owner, Devana Sater, she said the ultimate concern, obviously, is that parts of Arizona are going to completely run out of water, right? That's like dystopian future. But the immediate concern is that our homes are cracking, our businesses are falling apart, and we can't afford the repairs.
Okay, so we know this area is fairly remote, closer to the larger fields. Are we going to start seeing something like that? Maybe we already are, and this might not be something you can answer, but if you talk to the experts, if you can, are we going to start seeing that closer to the valley, in the valley?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's, hypothetical, right? But
I guess it's wherever you see massive farms.
Yeah. Wow.
So probably not. But whenever there's massive farms, they're depleting all the groundwater. And it was dramatic because we walked into her shop, and not only is the concrete cracked, but it slopes
you can
down.
feel it sloping down.
You have to walk down.
Did
that
you
never
just
was there.
randomly walk into that shop, or did people start pointing you in the direction of go check this business
Isn't it
out?
fun to be a reporter?
Yeah.
I pretty much drove up to Wyndon and was stopping people,
happens.
anybody
Yeah.
I saw, just hey, can you tell me about your town sinking? And you talk to this person, that person, and eventually they led me to Devana, whose popular shop is falling apart.
Now, does she have any not repercussions, but are there anything she can do to
No.
mitigate this or help get some money back?
Move. She'd have to move her shop.
So
right?
what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the community informed. They have community meetings on this, but the biggest thing is they're screaming from the rooftops.
Yeah.
They need the legislators to pay attention, to care, and to actually commit to getting something done.
Well, good for you for going to do the story to hopefully
amazing.
shed the light on this too, because this is a big. I think this is a huge deal,
is
and this
a
could
huge-
potentially happen to other Arizona towns.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Wow.
And they said these wells will be completely gone, depleted by 2050.
Wow.
We'll
That's
still
not
be
too-
alive.
That's not
Still
too
our
far
lifetime.
away.
It's not that far. Wow, if you think
water-
25 years.
Water's a big deal.
So what's next? Do you know what's next for them?
Hopefully get the governor, the AG, and some legislators on their side, and next session get to work.
Yeah.
And stop these large water users from taking all the water somehow, and bring them to the table as stakeholders. How can we make sure that we're not hurting industry, but also not setting ourselves up for massive failure as a state?
It's kind of a double-edged sword, isn't it?
It
Because
is.
we obviously need the ag.
Right.
We need water for the ag,
Right.
but then if there's all these
We're
repercussions.
going to have major sinkholes.
Yeah.
That's
some
fascinating.
point.
It really
That
is.
really is. Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming
Am
in.
you're just kicking me off?
No, you can stay.
I want to hang out. No.
Okay,
Yeah, please
stay.
stay.
No, I'm kidding.
Stay.
It was
love-
lovely to hang out with you
Stay,
guys.
stay.
The more the merrier.
We're gonna-
We can split this three ways. This
And
podcast.
you brought
Here,
food.
I'll share some. Here you go.
Bye,
Snacks.
guys.
No,
Bye.
you can stay.
fine.
No,
I
she's
gotta- I
got
gotta-
to work. She's got things to
Well-
do. High five, Ash.
High five.
Thank you. Happy
We
Wednesday.
appreciate it.
All right, what's next?
Well, we're getting a couple of comments, and I'll read them out loud. But Lil Philosophy says, "What do we even do to get a deal out of this with foreign agricultural land?" And then Dave says, "We're not on solid ground here; it's unnatural." Darren says, "What's the law where you can take over land?" So pretty interesting. We had a really neat event taking place at Sky Harbor Airport.
We did, yes.
And that was the honor flight. And this is the first one of the season. They were taking a number of veterans from World War II, Vietnam, and Korean War to D.C. so that they could see the memorials of the war they fought in.
Yeah.
And Desiree Fluellen was out there live. So she's going to take us through
was.
it. Maybe.
I'm gonna try and. Does anybody know where the story is for me? Listen, I'm coming back from a week and a half of vacation.
SOT1.
Oh, it's not on the list.
Oh, well, I'm
Well,
Pretty sure that I did ask the editor to cut it.
Now Anita's throwing the editor under the bus. Hold on, she's looking for it. But this is so cool. This is their new season that they have just started up, and this is always so much fun to see. Here, you want to read that?
Sure.
We've got some urgent messages coming in from Isabella here while we do this. Well, how about this? You look for that. Let's skip to our next section, which is the Apple announcement. Came down. Yeah.
Found it.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Found it.
False alarm, everybody.
Go.
Here we go.
We got 3 minutes.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness, it's incredible, you guys. Look at this right here at the airport. We're at Terminal 4, and then you can see the Honor Flight Arizona, the first trip of this season, getting ready to take off this morning. Some beautiful photos of past trips there, and then we've got this entire section reserved for our VIP members. That's all the veterans taking this amazing trip here with us today. So you can see they're coming in, they're getting checked in, they're getting a nice continental breakfast, and a big warm welcome from Diane, the president of Honor Flight. How are you?
I am fabulous. This is our first flight of the year, and we're excited.
And the first flight of how many this year?
We have 5 every season, 10 every year. And we're getting ready to do 2 doubles, which is 112 people instead of 56 like this one. And we're going to do a charter for 171.
Okay, and let's walk through and say hi to folks. And there's folks in different color shirts. We've got yellow shirts and green shirts and blue
green
shirts.
Is
Who
the
are
volunteer,
they? Okay.
And without them, we are nothing. And then the veterans are in the gold. And then the blue is the guardian for the veteran.
Incredible. And talk about what is different this year. So we have 2 big sponsors this year that are putting a lot of effort into helping keep these honor flights going, which is why we can double the trip.
Right.
Speak to that.
Well, the Diamondbacks we don't need to do anything for them. They are the most fabulous organization. They have given us a lot of money, and it costs us $1,300 for each veteran, and we fundraise for all of that. We don't let them pay for anything. And then Semper Fi, heating and air conditioning, just did the same thing, and we are doing the October 22nd. Half of that flight is for Semper Fi.
That is incredible. So that flight taking off today, and they're going to first land in Baltimore, right?
Yes.
And they're getting a nice surprise when they land, you guys. And we'll leave it at that. And we're live right now, sir. How are you?
Fine. When will this be aired?
You're on live. You're live. Yeah. Say good morning to the folks. Are you excited about your flight today?
Tremendously excited to go see the national, all the national monuments and everything.
Yeah.
See the White House, maybe even see Trump.
That would be great. What is your first name?
Bob.
Bob, thank you for your service. We hope you have an incredible trip. And look, the room is full, you guys, as these veterans check in here to take their trip this morning. We have to stop and say hi to Ronald and his beautiful daughter. They're Fox 10 viewers. They love watching the show. Ronald, we love to hear that. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
I was there 67 and 68.
In the Army, Vietnam War.
And I went to...
All right. They are fine. Yeah. And then let's do the Apple after that. Okay. Hi, good to see you again.
We'll be quick. I know you have a call.
You too. You don't have to put that on.
I don't have to. No.
You're good.
We only
don't
do
want to
it.
mess your hair.
I know, right? We just do it so we can hear them in case they're talking to us.
Okay.
Do I need my we have some folders for you if you want to look at the contest information.
Sure.
But, if it's
Did you bring an essay from the year before?
Do you have the essay? Okay. This is the brochure.
Okay.
1 minute.
And then 1 minute. That's the essay.
Okay, cool.
If you want
And this is for what are the prerequisites? For
it. 5th and 6th graders.
Oh, nice.
And,
okay.
And it's statewide, and it's like homeschool and
all of it.
Charter school. She'll go through all of it.
Okay.
I asked them to bring an essay from last year so we could read it. I don't know if they have it.
And judge it. Just kidding.
They already won.
Interestingly, though, 2 years ago, I think we had 900 entries for 20 winners. That's so difficult to grade.
Wow.
So, but the good news
Who
is
has to read
900. We have judges,
you
and
do?
not me.
You're too busy.
And the other thing, though, is that's 900 families talking about this very important topic. Even
Yeah. All right, welcome back. We're going to keep things rolling along
I'm
here.
going to tell you that the buttons are hard to press.
They see?
They're never labeled correctly. No offense. but they're never labeled correctly.
No, we're good to go, though.
And you get very confused.
No, we're back in the swing of things. All right, we're going to get right to our next guest because she's busy.
Yes.
She's got to get out of here and do important things. This is
We're not
Kimberly
trying to be rude or abrupt.
No,
when
this
you get
is
up
our
and leave.
state treasurer here. Kimberly, thanks for coming in. Good morning.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Great to see you again. Let's talk about this because you're here for a very important reason. What's going on?
Well, our office, the Arizona State Treasurer's Office, is bringing forward again for our 6th year an essay contest statewide for 5th and 6th graders to be able to write what their dream job is and tell us about their future education plans and how that will be important for their savings. And if they win, there's going to be 20 winners statewide, 5th and 6th graders. They will receive $529 towards their AZ 529 education
Let's
savings
go back and
plan.
talk about what that savings plan
Yes. Well, the savings plan has been around for quite a long time, and the AZ 529 Education Savings Plan allows for families to really put money aside for their loved ones' savings for higher education. So after they graduate from high school, they may go on to college, they may do vocational education, workforce training, apprenticeship programs. There's so many options for them, and that higher education plan will take money, right? So instead of waiting until the very last, senior year, oh my gosh, what do I have for next year? You can start saving along the way, even as early as birth. So the sooner the better, obviously, but it's never too early. It's certainly never too late. And so what we promote through the AZ 529 plan through the Treasury is to make sure families understand the importance of saving and saving early. And this 529 plan allows families to contribute money, whether you are the parent, the grandparent, the aunt, or the uncle, and you get a tax deduction of up to $2,000 per year. Or if you're a married couple, $4,000 per child. And there's no limit on the number of kids. So you can have multiple children and all of them can get,
and you can contribute to multiple, and you can get contributions from multiple people.
Yes.
So it's very flexible.
Exactly.
What if the kid doesn't go to college?
Great question. So you may have this account ready to go, but they change their mind and there's a savings plan there. You can transfer up to $35,000 into that individual's Roth IRA, and everybody needs a retirement plan.
Yeah, we'll take it.
So that's something that's good news because then you don't have limits on how much you can put in on that savings side. You can also transfer the name of the beneficiary to a family member. So maybe a younger sibling can be named on that account. So many options. They can use it for tuition, books, technology, all of those things.
And I know like on some of these accounts, there are kind of like stipulations of how much you can put in a year. How much can you put into it?
There is really not. There's limits, but they are so high that for the most part, families really just contribute what their budget allows. And that helps families just to get that started and rolling. But these types of contests that we're having really engage the children because, the plan itself is, that's the adult stuff.
Sure.
We want kids to start learning how to save early on and make it fun and engaging for them. So these types of contests, an essay contest in the fall, we have an art contest in the spring, allows children to really engage and start thinking about their future. We will honor not only the 20 winners, 5th and 6th grade in this particular contest, but we ensure that multiple children from all types of schools in Arizona are represented in the winners. So we'll have a traditional district school winner, a charter school winner, a homeschool winner, a tribal school winner, and a private school winner, ensuring that we're really celebrating. All of these wonderful children across the state, all 15 counties will be represented in those 20 winners.
I know one of the ladies you came with was going to try to get us an example of the essay because we really wanted to see, what was said. But what are you wanting the kids to put in there?
This is the essay flyer. If you can see it, and it's so simple. It really is just a paragraph or two. So nothing huge. And on the back of this flyer, you can see that it's just, look at that space. It's half a piece of paper.
That's it.
Yes. And of course, this can be posted online. The contest entry form is there at az529.gov. But they have until October 5th to submit their entry. And at the end of the month in October, we will have a wonderful celebration at the state capitol. Invite all of the children who win and their families and their school communities come with them. And they receive literally a big check that says $529. It's sometimes bigger than these kids.
It's like Publishers. What is that? Publishers Clearinghouse.
It is.
You mentioned last year there was 9,000 9,000 entries.
We had an enormous amount, 900.
Oh, 900.
That's still a lot, Kai.
That's why you're the treasurer and I'm not.
But we're not really great with numbers. This is why we talk for a living.
But think about 900 families.
Yeah.
We're starting to talk about their future savings plan for their child. And even though we could only really grant $529 to 20 winners, it really started engaging families. So just to give you an example, I started taking over the program about 58 months ago in the middle of COVID. And in 58 months, we have increased our new accounts by over 58,556 new accounts.
Oh, wow.
That's like 1,000 new accounts a month. Wow. And these are families that can just put $15 a month to $150 a month.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Like, what is a good recommended amount? Let's say you have one child and you start this at age 1.
Yes. Well, the recommended amount is really what that family
is able to put in.
Sure. But I have a little brochure that I hand out, and it's very simple. It says if you put $50 a month at, let's say, a 6% interest over time in 18 years, you have $18,686 in the bank. So
nice chunk of change.
It really is a significant amount of money. Thinking about all of that possible debt that students have in college and higher ed, this is preventing that early on.
Will that is that for community college as well?
Any types of higher ed.
Just anything in state?
No, it's everywhere. You can go anywhere in the country as long as it's in an accredited higher education institution.
What about like in going to beauty school?
Yes, all of it. Culinary school.
Great.
So these are vocational education opportunities as well as your traditional college path.
All right, give us, excuse me, the website one more time.
Yes.
So those 9,000, we're going to get 9,000 this year.
Let's do it.
We're going high. How can people get more info?
It's at az529.gov. It's a simple website. Go to the contest rules. And again, October 5th is the deadline.
It's coming up.
And we encourage our 5th and 6th graders around the state to participate because this is a great program.
Wonderful. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for coming in. It was nice to see you
maybe
again.
you can come back with one of the winners.
I would love that.
Okay.
And their check. Their big check.
That would be so much fun. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you.
Another call, so that's why. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks.
Thank you. We were talking about Apple. You're very excited about
I am
this.
very excited.
Okay.
I'm not an Apple junkie. I used to be like really excited to get the newest iPhone.
Did you run out every time there was a new phone?
I did. That was back in the day when they were like you could get remember how you could like trade it in your old phone and like actually get a pretty good deal.
Yes, or you would sign a new contract with the carrier and you'd get a free phone.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
don't really
now
do that.
There's like hardly any.
I got
of
a
those,
free phone at Costco.
Oh, you did?
Because I signed for 3 years. So essentially, like this little program pays for the phone, but if I want an upgrade within that 36 months, I have to pay the phone off.
Gotcha. I see what you mean. So they came out with some of their newest phones. They're rolling out a whole bunch of different things. The one that I thought was pretty cool was their new AirPods, the AirPods Pro 3. They've really made some cool technology. It has a heart rate sensor in the ear thing, so you can check your heart rate. The other thing that I thought
Would you always be checking your heart rate?
Yeah,
I would
probably.
always be checking
Just
my
make
heart
sure I'm
rate.
still
Just
alive.
Make sure everything's okay.
Make sure my ticker's still ticking. The other thing that I thought was really cool, so these are the AirPods, so there's like the little heart rate monitor in there. The other thing that I thought was so cool, you can do live translation now.
That's
so if
amazing.
you're like somewhere at a cafe like this guy right here, you can listen to it'll translate live in your ear. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? I thought that was really cool.
So it's not that something that's playing on your phone, let's say in French, and the AirPods will translate to them or translate it to you in your ear?
Yeah. So they'll speak French to you and then
But the person will.
Yeah.
So,
and then your AirPods,
it's not connected to your phone. It's not something you're watching on your phone.
No.
It's actual live.
If you have them in your ear, then you'll hear the English translation. Or translation.
That's really neat.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They also said that they have the this is the new iPhone. Oh, we just saw it, but the iPhone Air. So it's like the skinniest iPhone they've ever made. And then they came out with the iPhone 17. So they got a whole bunch of new products.
Oh, they did. So I got the 16.
Look at you. Finally, after how many years? How many years?
Yeah, it was time.
Yeah, because
I don't love it. I have to say I don't love it. I think there are many flaws. The screen's not very responsive.
Oh, wow.
Who's
the new CEO of Tim Cook? Is he the CEO?
I don't think so. Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Starbucks because we got a new CEO at Starbucks.
Tim Cook. Yeah, he's the CEO
Tim
of
Cook.
Hope
Okay.
he's watching because Anita's got some issues with your phones.
Charles David says that the new phone looks really slippery, and I completely agree. That was my comment, that it's so tiny. I am always dropping my phone. If it's that little itty bitty and I have small hands, I'm very scared that I'm gonna drop my phone.
Yeah, and then if it goes between the seats of your car, forget it. You'll never find it again.
No, what else is in the seats here, in between the seats here?
Popcorn, French fries. There's always some French fries.
It's so disappointing when you drop a fry. Tell me, folks at home. It's so disappointing when you drop a fry.
But then what the most rewarding thing is when you go to like the car wash and then they have the free vacuum and you can hear it go like, and then like all the dried French fries going up in the
You
thing.
just got some fresh fries at McDonald's. One of them falls down. You're at a stoplight. Can you fetch it and eat it?
Well, it depends. Well, it's kind of gross in between your seats. There's a lot of like dandruff.
Just asking what the rules are.
I say leave it. We'll pick it up and throw it away.
What is it? God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt.
I don't know. Not lint.
No.
And hair. Whatever else is in that little center. It's kind of gross. All right. Oh, should we talk about the other thing that caught my eye?
Yes.
The new Girl Scout cookie. I don't think we have video of this. But this one looked fantastic. It's a Rocky Road ice cream inspired sandwich cookie.
But you don't like marshmallows.
I don't like marshmallow. But it's not like there's not actual marshmallow.
It's in the mix.
It's in the mix, so that might be okay. So it's basically like an Oreo, but it's got like the chocolate and then it's got the toasted almond flavored cream with marshmallow.
So, like a Nutella? No, that's not almond.
No.
Okay.
Well, like Nutella-esque, because Nutella is
They look like
hazelnut.
they would be, I forgot to ask the editor for video. They look like they would be really good dipped in milk.
Or coffee.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Even better.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Yes, I do.
Ours are the same.
Samoas. And the Thin Mints. I like a Thin Mint.
I don't mind a Thin Mint, but I would do the little peanut butter tag-along. No, not the tag-along, not the one with the chocolate, the little sandwich.
Oh,
Does anyone at home know what they're called?
I thought those were the tag-alongs, weren't they?
I think the tag-alongs are where you have a little bit of peanut butter in the circle, and then they put chocolate over it.
They all are so good.
I know.
And they said January is when Girl Scout season is back. They're called Explore Mores, by the way. So if you're looking for the new ones, Explore Mores. Okay. Oh, then they got rid of the s'mores cookie. They got rid of that one.
I thought those were very good.
And then they got rid of the Toast-Tay.
Were those the raspberry ones? The raspberry ones.
Oh, those were bad. Remember they were like gluten-free or something, and they were not great. Someone had them. We tried them.
Well, Darren Lloyd says Thin Mints for me.
Yeah, same.
Do you put them in the freezer? Oh.
Mm-hmm. Do you?
Yeah.
But then the problem is...
I don't know why, but everyone says I should.
Yeah.
That's
the only
why
thing
I do
is
it.
that like once you eat them, I can't stop with the Thin Mints. It's
Well,
like
that's
then
like
you
the
just
popcorn that we had earlier. Once you start, you can't stop.
No. All right. That's
All right,
gonna do it.
folks.
I'm going to turn the mics off this time. Everybody said we had hot mics during our break.
It's okay. We don't say anything.
We don't say anything.
We don't say anything you can't hear.
Yeah. All right. Bye. Happy
Bye.
Wednesday.
Thank you, Kelly.
Good morning, everybody. 11:30. It's time for us to chat with you. It's Ron and Des. And we're so glad you're spending some time with us here on Fox 10 Talks. Des, a little bit later this half hour, we have a quick highlight from your time out at Sky Harbor.
Oh.
But because you had a chance to, I loved what you did out there. That had to be really cool.
Yeah, we were hanging out with all the veterans before they take their honor flight today.
Right.
And it's just, being around them is just incredible.
Yes.
There's so many stories to tell. They're so excited and they're so honored. And it's so weird that they thank me, thank us, like, oh, thank you for being here. Thank you for covering this. And it's like, no.
Right.
It pales in comparison to what you've done for our country and what this organization is doing for you. So, there's a group of, I think, 56 of them in total between their caretakers and medics and other people that go. Yeah. But they're actually, I think they departed at like 10:30. So they're off on their way to D.C.
It's so great. And so we are going to be talking about that a little bit later this morning. But I just thought, because we've only had a chance to share this video with you guys once today. And if you weren't with us an hour and a half, to me, it's the video of the day, Des. I don't know if you've seen this yet or not, but there is a fella who's driving a car. And rather than going on the ground down the freeway, his car flies over the freeway, even though there's no overpass.
Well, he was running late.
Watch this, right? Okay. I love this dash cam because it's just a normal day out there in Long Island. Guy's driving down the road. In about 3 seconds, you're going to see it. Look at that.
Woo.
Holy cow. Okay, so we learned a lot about it. It all has to do with there was a guy, an older guy, who had some sort of a medical situation, and I think he ended up pressing the gas pedal instead of the brake, and you can see right there where it goes airborne. I just wonder if the guy who, again, this was out on Long Island in New York. Now, you're a Buffalo gal, so have you ever been out to Long Island? It's like the other side of the world for you Buffaloians.
Yeah, because upstate, downstate, it's like a 6.5, 7 hour drive, but not particularly Long Island. I spent time on Staten Island, but any of those islands, the roads are small and tight and, can be narrow. But where was he coming from? Even if he had pressed the gas, it looks like he still had a lot of velocity. So was he coming from like another highway type road?
Yeah, so what they said was there was some sort of a grassy embankment, and it just happened to be perpendicular to the freeway. And so how it happened, here it is one more time. But the guy actually came out of it with some scratches and cuts, but he was not killed. And
nobody else was hurt?
He wasn't even critical, and everybody else driving down the freeway like nothing else ever happened.
There were guardian angels with all of those people that day.
That is so funny that you would say that's exactly what Syleste was saying as well.
Oh, that's interesting.
So another one of the stories that we have been watching for you.
Sorry, I'm trying to get onto our page and my volume's up. There you go.
Okay.
Sorry.
The Make America Healthy Again, or the MAHA movement, finally unveiled its strategy to try to create a healthier world for our young children. Now, they say it includes 120 different initiatives ranging from nutrition to better water quality across the country, to a lower reliance upon, say, pharmaceutical drugs. Let me see what else is kind of in this same category here as well. But the Health and Human Service Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., was asked about this, and he says it's the most sweeping reform agenda. One of the other things, they want to bring back the Presidential Commission on Physical Fitness. That was a thing when I was in school back in the 70s.
So what did that mean for you?
Basically, they had like a whole list of things that if you could accomplish this, I think they ran it through, local schools and PE programs. And if you could accomplish everything on the list, you got like some sort of a certification from the president. And it was like a really cool goal. It gave you some concrete things to aim for. Because I think physical fitness in some families is really important.
Yeah.
But in a lot of our other families, maybe it's not so much. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's second nature for us. So it's kind of odd to think like, wait, what? You don't move? You don't get up and, and go? And it's not even just for looking good, but it helps you feel good and exercise and physical activity. It can be fun, like, make a game out of it, whatever.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I remember going through something like that when I was in school too, or I don't know if that was like, I don't remember getting any award from the president for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was just the gym teacher, but we had to run like, a mile in however many minutes, and you had to be able to do the XYZ, however many push-ups, sit-ups.
Yeah. Just to have some kind of a goal like that. I think, when I was in school, it was like, cool. Who knows? Maybe it was processed by, some forms that were being mailed out in St. Louis, Missouri or something. But
I don't know.
You thought, hey, at least it's sort of halfway coming from the president.
Yeah.
And so people thought it was pretty cool.
I'm a competitive person, so I didn't mind it. I was like, all right.
Good job.
I'm going to beat you in the mile. Then here we go.
Here's what RFK Jr. said about it.
After this event, I'll be going to the Oval Office to make another historic announcement with the president that is part of these recommendations that I think, again, is going to challenge a lot of industries. Very, very powerful industries.
Today's report outlines a bold framework to improve children's health through 128 targeted directives and strategies. This report is the result of a thorough and robust policy process that relied heavily on the input and expertise of families, farmers, doctors, industry leaders, and innovators. Our commission team met with over 120 groups at the White House, engaged Maha moms directly, and received countless recommendations from industry and advocates that were thoughtfully considered.
By the way, I'm just looking through the whole list here. The plan calls for a formal definition of what an ultra-processed food is, and to try to create better food labeling so parents know really what's in the food they're buying, and to raise standards across the globe for infant formula, and to reduce additives that are in the food supply, and have dietary guidelines that will have a lot more emphasis on fruits, vegetables, whole-fat dairy, etc., and discourage the ultra-processed. Look, we all love potato chips, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all love popcorn. I was just eating popcorn in the newsroom.
I brought popcorn today, too.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
But at least they've got a plan, and they're trying it. Hey, when it comes to our kids, one of the things that if you are always looking for babysitters, I'm really looking forward to this interview, Des, because...
yeah, me too. I got 4 kids.
The Bambino Sitters is a new to Arizona app. You actually first reported on it, Des, so I think it's a good chance for us to find out a little bit more about it and take it away.
Yeah, I think so. Hi. Thanks for joining us this morning. So I did a story here with one of your community coordinators in Phoenix and learned all about the Bambino app. So for folks that don't know what it is, it's an app connecting parents with caretakers. But how does it all work? Hey, 1 second. I thought it was my headphones. I looked down to adjust the volume. Are you on mute?
Is it now?
Yeah, there you go.
Good, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Thank you so much for having me on. And we loved this story. We love that we're getting to be in the Phoenix area now because we're all across the country. But I think Phoenix is a really special market, and we're excited to be with you. So it really is what you said. It's about convenience and, of course, safety, which is our top priority. And we really are about connecting parents with local sitters that are in their neighborhood. Local, we're hyper local with even though we're all over the country, we really kind of tout being hyper local and connecting people in your neighborhood through moms and dads that are using these sitters, because that's really the safest way to go.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry, we didn't introduce you to our viewers. Why don't you give us your name? It's Rebecca, right?
I'm Rebecca, yes, Rebecca Green, and I'm a mom, and I use Bambino all the time, so I know it works.
Well, give us the quick rundown on exactly how it works. We've only got 2 or 3 minutes with you. Give us exactly what parents need to know.
Well, when you download the app, it's pretty simple. It's all really intuitive. You'll go on there, you'll upload your contacts, and that really connects you to all of your friends. And you'll start seeing all of your friends and your neighbors using the app. And then you can go jump right in and see, oh, my girlfriend Shelly, she's using it. She loves these sitters. So you can start using those sitters, or at least look at them. Every sitter has to have a recommendation. They're vetted. We've got all of our elite sitters background checked. So it really is about old school kind of word of mouth, the way you used to say, can you tell me who your babysitter is? And it really then moves it into this new world in terms of technology, keeping things really streamlined, hyper-local, organized. And it's also find, book, pay. It's convenience. Aside from our number one, safety, it's all about being convenient because moms and dads need convenience. Life is hard. So it's really about going on there. Everything's organized. You can send out your request. You pick a date. You find the sitters that you want to try to book. You can actually put your request out to multiple sitters all at the same time. And then you wait and see, and you don't have to wait very long. It's pretty incredible. You'll get responses. I generally get a response from my request within a minute or two, and you can go from there. You can pick which sitter you want out of the ones that have responded and accepted, and then it's in your calendar. It's all synced up. You can do multiple requests at the same time. You can pick your favorite sitters. You can share your favorite sitters. So it really is. It's funny. We have a spoof from years ago with our company where, it used to be like you'd say, moms help each other out. They give anything and everything, but don't you dare ask a mom for her sitter. It's kind of the one thing you don't give up. But it's funny, moms are like willing to do it with them, because you get it back and then some. You get so many more sitters than you can keep secret. So it's actually a really a great way to share, and you don't lose your sitter that way. You actually gain sitter that way.
Okay, awesome. And it's free to download, right? So if you don't have it, download it.
Yes, yeah. And I believe all of our booking fees are waived right now in the Phoenix area because we're just welcoming you all, and we want you to try it. We are the number one babysitting app in the App Store. We are not a job board, so it's really intuitive, and we're happy to be there, and we're happy to connect wonderful sitters with wonderful families.
Great. And yeah, we parents need all the help we can get, so we love it. We'll take all the resources.
Yeah, Mama
Amen.
4.
Yeah.
Okay,
Rebecca,
thank you
so much.
That's so great.
Thank you.
And so that's the Bambino app. Really great of them to spend some time with us. Here comes your mystery cam in our 11:30 half hour. Where do you think this is? We'll be right back. And at 11:45, everybody, welcome back. This is Fox 10 Talks, this time around with Ron and Des. And let's see if we are getting a few guesses.
B. Miguel says Louisiana. We got Louis Gonzalez with a guess of Arkansas.
By the way, now, we had Louisiana last hour. That would be cool if we had two mystery cams from the same location.
Yeah, Dave is funny. Someone need to fix that wavy roof. You can go surf on that roof, Dave.
We've had this on once before, but neither of us could remember where it was.
I totally forget.
But that's exactly what we thought right there. I'm afraid.
I just want to say hi to Darla because she's being so sweet to me in the chat today.
Yeah, what's she saying?
Good morning, Darla. She was just like, I love you. You seem so genuine.
Yeah, true. You do.
Well, I mean, I try to keep it real.
Yeah, you do.
As much as possible.
Come on.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, when you're as busy as you are at work.
I ain't got no time to be phony, okay? That would be too much to try to keep up. But she guessed Lafayette, Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she's guessing.
This is amazing because Lafayette was where we were last hour.
Oh,
so this could be the other side of town.
And, here's me being real. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah.
When Kelly handed me the answer.
Okay.
I opened it up and looked.
Oh,
I was
you
like,
did.
wasn't even thinking. I'm thinking he was like
Good.
handing me a note. So.
Automatically disqualified.
So I'm disqualified.
Let's just see. I think I'm going to go with Linda, who says Arkansas. How about that? Although Darren's all the way up in New Hampshire. What do we got?
All right. We got, Charles David with Pennsylvania. That is a good guess. That is a good guess. It is the Catskills, New York.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So remember that. The Catskills with the wavy roof.
Yeah, right.
Maybe next time we'll
we hope to get that roof fixed. Okay, so I always love starting this half hour with Desiree because she's been out. I'm over there at the desk trying to get all these various segments put together, and she's always out talking to somebody interesting in the community. And today, the chance that we're going to play this very brief clip of an interview you did with one of our fantastic veterans.
Yeah. Okay.
And then let's roll that, and then you can talk about your time out there at Sky Harbor today. So if you're ready, here we go.
Are you excited about your flight today?
Tremendously excited to go see the national, all the national monuments and everything.
Yeah.
See the White House, maybe even see Trump.
I have to stop and say hi to Ronald and his beautiful daughter. They're Fox 10 viewers. They love watching the show. Ronald, we love to hear that. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
I was there 67 and 68.
In the Army, Vietnam War.
And I went to Japan on the way home.
Oh, wow.
And I was there a couple of days. Then I went to Chicago, where I had to muster out. And I thought that was kind of fun.
But today you're taking a big trip. How do you feel headed to D.C. this morning?
It's exciting because I've never been to Washington, D.C. And so it's kind of exciting that I get a chance to meet a lot of new guys that I really probably don't even know, and I'll get a chance to meet. So, yeah, it's kind of exciting, really, because I signed up about 4.5 years ago. And so I finally got picked, so I thought, wow, while I'm still in my health, I can do everything. Why not go enjoy life? Yeah.
And you're the second one. 4.5 years, 5 years, I'm hearing. So a long wait list. What does this mean for you to be able to see your dad finally take this flight?
I think it's important. I think especially this generation, when they came home originally, they didn't have the support. And now there's so many people that support our veterans. And I'm so excited for him to go. It's going to be an emotional trip, but I'm excited that he's going to have a wonderful time.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And everybody, it just seemed like they were exuding just a lot of gratefulness, a lot of excitement.
I mean, that's exactly it, Ron. They're grateful. They're thanking us for covering it, thanking the volunteers there.
Right? Yeah.
And, that's just, it's so humbling because it's like, well, what you did for us, like no matter what we do, it's not enough to thank them for their service. And then to hear some of these guys say, we came back and we were booed, things were thrown at us, we were spit on, we were attacked.
Right.
And this warm welcome now, they say, is what all of this feels like. This whole experience, being able to take this trip, is something that they longed for, at that time when they were returning. And they're getting it today. It's long overdue, but the least we can do. So really excited for all those guys. A few women too, veterans taking that trip.
I was thinking about that when he was saying, so then I was in Japan for a few days and I went to Chicago and mustered out. And these reports that our returning soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines were being spit upon, etc., it's so
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Ronald
I
and
don't
his
even know how you put words to that.
I don't know. Ronald and
It's
his
so
daughter were really
frustrating.
sweet. Huge fans. They're like, they watch every morning.
Good.
Come to find out, we like live close to each other.
Oh, wow.
But
Good.
he's sweet.
East
He's like,
Valleyites.
yeah, he's
Okay.
well into his 80s, plays tennis every morning.
Yeah.
And just a really, really nice.
So he musters
gentleman.
out and then goes on with the rest of his life.
Rest of
And
his life,
now,
yeah.
finally, decades later, he gets a genuine thank you as a result of this program. I love it. Okay, so there's a controversy going on in Scottsdale. Scottsdale's got a lot of controversies lately. This time around, apparently some people want a member of the school board to resign because she was caught calling somebody a chub, quote unquote, on a hot mic. And so we are talking about this member. The Werner was referring to the director of the food service program. And at the meeting, parents and teachers were speaking out. Some they even brought a petition with over 1,000 signatures calling for her to step down as a result of some of these comments. And here's what it sounded like at the school board meeting. People were pretty fired up about this.
The part that continues to nag me is her comment of, can you believe I have to be listening to this? What was the point that was so annoying? The fact that Ms. Bilberry took time out of her summer to ensure thousands of people with food insecurities were fed?
Bullying tactics and derogatory language are unacceptable and tear these institutions apart. If it's unacceptable for these students in the room to do this, why is it acceptable for a board member to? I demand that the superintendent and the board reprimand her and require the same training, the same remedial training you would give to students that make these comments.
So apparently she also referred to that employee as morbidly obese, and people are really worked up about it. Anytime you hear about a petition with more than 1,000 signatures, you can understand that they are fired up. So we'll see how that one transpires. In the meantime, at nearly the same time, more than 100 miles away up in northern Arizona, Des, they finally had that meeting yesterday where there really wasn't, I guess there weren't a lot of public comments, but people are outraged when they're opening up their bills for homeowners insurance and they are doubling, tripling. Imagine you're paying, I don't know, $150 a month for your homeowner's insurance, and suddenly it goes to $300 or $450 or $500. What are you going to do?
Switch companies for sure.
Yeah.
But in this case, maybe they can't. That literally, Ron,
Yes?
I had this discussion with you like last year.
Yeah.
Our company was doing that, literally double the yearly amount. You cannot do that to people.
Now,
they don't have that extra.
Yes. And so here's what they are saying up in Flagstaff. They're saying the wildfire risk, they are ranked in the 96th percentile for wildfire risk in Coconino County, and they have had some bad fires up there. The city of Flagstaff has a higher risk than 99% of communities nationwide. And so if you live in Show Low or Prescott or Payson, and you have, knock on wood, not had a devastating fire in your community, and hopefully never will, but Flagstaff, they have seen a couple of them, and then they see the flood damage. You're still seeing increases. And the question is, are people in Arizona paying the price for what's been happening in other more hard-hit states that in this past year have resulted in billions of dollars of losses to these insurance companies? So you can look at both sides of it, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's costly on their side to come in and, help a homeowner rebuild their home if need be. But I don't know. You just...
Yeah. It's got to be a solution in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm glad they had a community meeting about it.
Here's what got said.
I hear the frustration. I'm getting emails. I'm getting phone calls. My, neighbors, friends that have had their insurance denied, or their rates are so high, they're really questioning whether they can continue to live here.
And when it comes down to that, and you're really not even sure you can still keep living in a place, there's got to be some kind of solution. I don't know, but if you're living in a community as beautiful as Flagstaff and you have had multiple fires, I guess one of the things you can do, and I know in every community that's anywhere close to the forest, they either encourage or require or demand that you create a defensible space around your home so that even if a fire were to come through, it's not going to jump right from a tree right to your roof.
Right. You have to do something for responsible homeowners. There's got to be some sort of compromise,
right?
Along the way.
Yeah.
So,
well, that was the numbers we were hearing yesterday as we were talking with folks up there at Coconino County were doubling and tripling, maybe sometimes even quadrupling their insurance rates. And for some folks, that's just going to be, they're going to have to sell and move on somewhere else. Okay, so Des, we've had a great show. It always goes by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
But have you heard about the latest ice cream?
No.
Okay, I'm like, why even bother? Here we go. So there is a new ice cream for summertime created from Van Leeuwen Ice Cream and Carnival Cruise Lines. They're calling it their sunscreen flavored ice cream.
Wait, what?
I know.
What?
I know. It's not available for purchase, to which we both say thank goodness. If the flavor generates enough buzz, it could have a limited time release. But it's supposed to have I guess, hopefully not the taste of sunscreen, maybe the smell. There is a certain smell to like copper tone and some of the other ones that are out there.
But I don't even know that I'd want to eat it because I associate it with sunscreen.
I
then
know.
it's like would be kind of conflicting to try to eat that.
Okay, so here's what they wrote. In protest of the end of summer, we've decided to eat our sunscreen.
Oh.
And so, I don't know. I guess they're floating the idea right now. And if it takes off, they'll produce more of it.
I don't know. You
But
know
I
what,
hope
Ron?
not.
I love ice cream.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
What's your favorite flavor? If you had
Chocolate.
one to...
Chocolate.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite go-to, like just at the store, or do you like to hit up a DQ
Okay,
or a
if I'm,
McDonald's or Baskin Robbins?
After I win the lotto, I
Yes.
go to Culver's.
Oh, yeah.
I like a good Culver's
I know.
custard. And from the store, honestly, I buy the Target
Do you?
chocolate
Good.
brand,
There's
and
an
it's pretty
endorsement.
good. So.
Yeah.
What do you like?
I like to hit the DQ once or twice a week and just get a dipped cone. Doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, the dipped
Yeah.
is so good.
I know. I had one yesterday.
It's the only place around here that does it.
Celeste calls me yesterday as I'm on my way home. I'm like, Celeste, what do you need? I'm eating my dipped cone right now.
You're interrupting my me time. Like, make it quick.
All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. But for now, we got to say our goodbyes till tomorrow, Des.
Yeah, bye. See you guys tomorrow.